Chronicles chapter 13, and I'll take the reading from verse 7. First Chronicles chapter 13, and from verse 7. First Chronicles chapter 13, and verse 7. They moved the ark of God from Abinadab's house on a new chart, with Uzzah and Ahio guiding it. David and all the Israelites were celebrating with all their might before God, with songs and with harps, lyres, tambourines, cymbals, and trumpets. When they came to the threshing floor of Kidon, Uzzah reached out his hand to steady the ark, because the oxen stumbled. The Lord's anger burned against Uzzah, and he struck him down because he has put his hand on the ark. So he died there before God. Then David was angry because the Lord's wrath has broken out against Uzzah. And to this day, that place is called Perez Uzzah. David was afraid of God that day and asked, how can I ever bring the ark of God to me? He did not take the ark to be with him in the city of David. Instead, he took it aside to the house of Abinadab the Gittite. The ark of God remained with the family of Obed-Edom in his house for how many months? 3 months. And the Lord blessed his household and everything he had. Bow your heads this morning and talk to the Lord. Everybody, please talk to the Lord. Then I will give him his miracle. So I want all of us to open up to the Spirit of God and allow him to talk to us this morning. All you need to become what God wants you to be is not US dollars in trillion of it, or in billion of it, or in thousands of it, or in hundreds of it. All you need to become what God wants you to be is not pounds sterling or euro. Beloved, as you pay attention, I want you to ponder over this. All you need to become what God wants you to be is not to have buildings littered all over the United States of America, one in Maryland, one in New Jersey, one in Texas, one in New York, one in Washington, D.C., or one in New Mexico. No. All you need to become what God wants you to be is not to live a debt-free life in this country. All you need to become what God wants you to be, pay attention, is not to have a good job. All you need to become what God wants you to be is not even prosperity. Beloved, all you need to become what God wants you to be is not pity. All you need to become what God wants you to be is not even poverty. All you need to become what God wants you to be is not comfort or discomfort. All you need to become what God wants you to be is not even to be in good health or to be sick. Beloved, all you need to have to become what God wants you to be is not to have children and they're all doing well. All you need to become what God wants you to be is not education, BSN, diploma, PhD, or even you are an illiterate. It's not even not to wear it. But I just want to tell everybody here today, all you need to become what God wants you to be is the presence of God. And that's why I want to speak on the topic that says, all you need is the presence of God.
Amen. Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord.
Talk to your neighbor and say, all you need is the presence of God.
All you need is the presence of God.
Say that again, say that again, say that again, say that again, say that again.
Hallelujah.
Baptize presence of God makes you a heaven opener. When you begin to operate under the auspices of the open heavens, or when you become a carrier of the presence of God, you become an operator of divine order. When you become a carrier of the presence of God, you become a spiritual commander.
That's right.
Am I communicating here today? When the presence of God is upon you, everything will fall in place.
That's right. That's right.
Money, education, good home, marriage, children, all of them will become naturally supernatural because you are a carrier of the presence of God. I prophesy to you, may the presence of God follow you. May the presence of God follow you. Anywhere you go, on the mountain, down the valley, in your office, in your car, may the presence of God follow you. Somebody say amen. Say amen like a child of God. Somebody shout amen. That's what you need. His presence. His presence. His presence. Why is it that W. Shabak, that had always even on the wheelchair, his legs couldn't carry him, but he can talk and release people from prison? Why? He was a carrier of the presence of God. Listen, don't touch a man who is carrying the presence.
That's right.
Because when his God pulls his sword, he will fight you to a standstill. Am I communicating? God's presence. You may get to a cathedral where you have thousands of people, but you don't feel his presence. But you may go to a church where you have just 5 persons and they are all world changers. Am I communicating? Every day you wake up, pray for his presence. Pastor, give me your presence.
Yes, Lord.
And I tell you, you will become the richest in this country just because you are a carrier of his presence.
Amen.
Portion of the man that will shout the loudest ever. Watch this. When we talk about his presence from the Hebrew perspective, we are talking about panim, which is interpreted his face. And then when Moses wants to pray, he said, may God's face shine upon you. Which means, may God smile at you. That means everywhere you go, may the presence of God be positive to what you're doing. Be positive to your children. Make them laugh. Instead of crying, let him smile. And when God smiles at you, every power will stand still until you are vindicated. Every Goliath shall fall down until you are lifted. Every crown on the wrong hair shall be removed until it comes upon your head. Men shall be running over themselves to say, this is our man. Whatever God's presence did in the Old Testament, did in the New Testament, receive much more in the name of Jesus. What does it imply? A close and personal encounter.
Yes, Lord.
From the Greek point of view, it is called prospopon, which means his presence. Which means, the way to illustrate it is, Martha said to Jesus, if you were here, my brother wouldn't have died. But she ran to Mary and said to Mary, the master is here. Which means, if he comes, anything can happen. And when he came, death was bound hand and foot. He's here. Right there, that which in your village has no power over you. You cannot return back to Africa or to your country with the polythene. That's what Nigerians call polythene bag. I don't know what they call it here. Paper bag.